Hey everybody, Dwayne here. I'm furloughed from work for a while, and one of the really cool things that came out of this was I reconnected with an old buddy and bandmate of mine from back in the day. I think we played in a band back just after the Civil War or so together. And turns out he's making these hand-built boutique kind of guitar pedals. That's what he does these days. And he was kind enough to send me one at my downtime to kind of play with and check out. And so I just want to do a little guitar geek thing here today for my guitar buddies and let you kind of hear this thing. This is wonderful. It's actually there's 4 effects in one. It's a little bundle of 4, so you don't have to take up all this space on a pedal board. Or if you're a simple guitar player like I am, then you don't want to use a big 100-pound pedal board full of stuff. The less you can have, the better. And this here's a nice small footprint. You'll see a picture of it. There's a delay. It's actually got a little bit of a phaser that you can put into it, which is kind of cool. There's this thing called the Twanging, which I absolutely adore with the stuff that I'm doing now. It's kind of a vintagey overdrive and just twangy and nice, everything like it sounds like it would be. There's a hybrid overdrive, which is just kind of a standard really nice sounding overdrive. And then there's this thing called the swirl, which is like this old school 60-ish kind of swirly do kind of thing. You'll hear it later. And I love this thing. One thing I like about it is that I do a lot with my volume knob. I'm a real purist. I don't like a whole lot of stuff going on at once, and I do a lot of back off and like use my volume knob as a source of dynamic, and it just reacts so well to that. So I'm gonna let you guys check it out. I'll play a little bit and let you hear. This is on my old school mid-80s vintage Carvin tube amp. The settings are completely flat. There's nothing going on from that amp except just flat tube tone, and everything else you're hearing is from this magnificent little pedal. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to send it back after this, and hopefully I start working again, because I want one of these, and I'm going to get one of these as soon as I can get myself back to work. So enjoy, and we'll talk to you along the way. Bye. So this first thing I'm going to do for you is part of something I've been working on that's got kind of this twangy version of Old Rugged Cross. And I'm going to start off with that. This is just the delay and that marvelous twangophile thing I was telling you about. So check this out. Next, it's the second part to this kind of idea I had that I've been working on. It's got the delay, it's got the twangophile, and it's actually got the hybrid overdrive stacked on it. I've got both those open with the volume knob rolled back a little bit so it breaks up a little bit more. You can kind of, another thing I love about this is you can stack those 2 overdrives together, and your tone palette on that is just almost unlimited. So check this out. this next one is just that hybrid overdrive by itself. I've got it set, I think the gain is at about 1 o'clock. The thing's got gain for days, and you can hear that it's got plenty of punch. It just still retains its tone when you back off. It's just a beautiful thing. So check this out. And lastly, is something my buddy Mark told me about this thing when he was first telling me about it and wanted to send it over for me to take a look at it. And that's that if you open up all 4 effects at the same time, it puts you in this magic Robin Trower zone. And man, he was right. Check this one out. So there you have it, Skreddy Pedals, and this thing was fabulous. I play with it because I'm doing more textury kind of playing these days and less shreddy stuff. So I have my Telecaster out, and even with that, I was able to stack these overdrives on the amp distortion, and I was getting some pretty ripping Judas Priest tones. You got another thing coming, and having some fun with that. So I'll put up the website so you guys can check it out if you want. Highly recommend it. Buy his stuff. It's good. All right, later, guys. We'll talk to you soon.